teaching my principles, methodology of English teaching. This is not my email, okay? If you want to maintain some contact with the author, you can write to him, okay? Okay, but we have some questions for a discussion. Can you imagine yourself in a classroom in front of 40 students and teaching the English language? Did you stop to think about it? Sometimes we are in the graduation, but we don't stop to think, oh my God, someday I'll be a teacher or a professor, and I'll have to face a lot of students, sometimes a couple of few students, like here, okay? But sometimes in the elementary school, in the high school, or even in a university, sometimes we have classes with 40, 50 students. I had a classroom with 70 students at the Supply College. Sometimes we have a lot of students, okay? And we have to stop to think, oh my God, what kind of method I'm going to use tomorrow when I'll be a teacher, a real teacher, okay? We have to think about it, and we are going to discuss about this. And a teacher and a professor has a mission. Okay? We have the power to disrupt or construct a student-professional life. Okay? If you have a good professor or a good teacher, probably you'll be very interested in to be a good teacher too, or a good professor too. But if you only have bad professionals, bad professors or teachers, probably you won't want to be a professor too. Okay? So, a professor is like a coach. Okay? We have to use different techniques and the way to take the students' attention. Okay? So, are you prepared to face a classroom? What is necessary to do? Okay. In your opinion, what's necessary to do to face a classroom? A couple days ago, you told me that you want to teach your class, English class, but sometimes you are scared to show the class. In your opinion, what's necessary to do or to have to be a good professor or a good teacher in an English course or foreign language teaching?
I think that first place to dominate the grammar, of course, and não sei como dizer, mas eu manejo na sala, sabe? Eu manejo com os alunos, não sei.
You have to know some techniques to control students, yes?
Yeah, for me, my principal
Your main difficulty is
how to teach. How?
this subject. No.
Yeah, I know.
Can I use at the show, or should I write on the blackboard? Yeah. Or use songs to teach?
Not exactly. I'm speaking about how to teach grammar English. It's something that I know, but I don't know how to teach you. I just know why is this way. I don't know. It's this way. You know. That's what I think. Eu não sei explicar para as pessoas às vezes por que é desse jeito, como fazer isso, se não é.
Only their way to transmit the concept. Yes. Good. And you? What's necessary to do to be a good professional in our area?
I think
Yes.
Yeah.
A lot. You have to have a lot of creating things to do. To know the students. Yes, it's a very interesting point because yes, the reality of the students. And another thing, the psychology of each student. there are some different ways to get the knowledge. Some students have, I don't know how to say in English, dyslexia. You know dyslexia, okay? So it's difficult sometimes to read and understand a text. So sometimes it's necessary to use a lot of pictures, like me, because pictures help us to understand some concepts. For example, some students that are in the elementary level, or basic level, they really don't know a lot of vocabulary. So sometimes these pictures helps to understand what the teacher or the professor is saying at that moment. Okay? Yes, exactly that. And understand the reality of your students. Okay. Now, we are going to speak about specifically our approach and methods. So the first question in green is, what is the best way to learn English for me? Specifically, for each one, what's the best strategy that you use to learn English? Each person could say a little bit about as volunteer, okay? What do you use to study English? For example, teacher, I prefer music, I prefer watching movies, I prefer translate songs, I prefer to read books, to write. What's your specific strategy to learn English?
My favorite way is to watch movies with the English subtitles.
Okay.
That's my best favorite way.
So, is it easy for you to learn English using some movies, yeah?
Yeah.
Good. And you? What's your strategy, the better strategy to learn English? Watching movies, listen to music. Okay, it's good. Music is good because there are a lot of slangs, expressions, okay? Yeah.
Very good. And I listen many
Okay. Listen many audios. Listen to music, okay? Good. Thank you. Watch movies too.
Sometimes I like to talk about topics.
Like a conversation?
Yes.
It's good.
But specifically English.
Okay. On the internet, for example, in a chat. You know, American, Australian, British people in a...
Sometimes
I know, it's very difficult.
everyone
Because...
comes Brazil.
Okay, good too. Yes. It's good to share these concepts. Good, yes. Our reality, we have a lot of tools, strategies to use. The best, it was a little bit more difficult because they didn't have internet to watch a movie. It was difficult, it was very expensive to buy a fita. Do you remember? Cassette? Yeah? It was very expensive. You have to rent it. Você tinha que alugar, né? Para assistir. So today is very easy. It's not necessary to buy a DVD. You can download a video in YouTube. At YouTube. You have everything there. Okay? But what kind of technique really doesn't work with you? The negative technique. Oh, I try, but in this way it's impossible to learn English for you. Translator, to memorize vocabulary, to listen to music, what? Oh, teacher, I don't like to study English in this way. It's terrible for me. Doesn't work. You can say if you have an answer, okay? while she is thinking. For example, for me, it's terrible translate. Translate sometimes works because we can get a lot of concepts, but it's very boring. Take word, okay? It's complicated for me. It's very boring, stressful.
Maybe the best way to do this isn't just grammar. Studying the rules of grammar.
Ah, yeah, it's study grammar, yeah?
But for me, the hard way to improve my English, I'm living this in my life, is to talk, to speak. Because I'm very ashamed when I'm doing this. I have fear of making a mistake in front of the others. But I think, thinking again about my first answer, the first question, for me the best way to learn, or better, to improve my English, to improve our English, is to put this English out of our minds.
Yeah.
We can simulate a lot of vocabulary, a lot of pronunciations, but if we don't put this out, conversations, talking with someone, we will be just stuck at that level, you know? And I'm leaving this in my life. And I'm trying to speak. It's not because I want to be a kind of show up. No, I'm not a kind of show up. I'm trying to improve.
Yes, it's necessary, but it's important this topic because there are some studies about the short and long memories. Okay, our brain has a strategy to memorize something. For example, if you call a number for a restaurant asking a pizza, okay, okay, you ask your pizza, and a few minutes after you forget the number that you used. You've used minutes before. But if you have a number of a girl that you are very interested, it's impossible to forget, or a boy, okay? For girls, okay? So there's a difference. If you practice, your brain interprets this information as essential, okay? So it will take this information and you will not forget. But if your brain interprets that this information is not necessary, it will erase it. Okay? So English we have to practice. Even you live 2 or 3 years at the United States or in London, you come back to Brazil, you are fluent person, speaking English, everything. But if you stop to practice, because we are on Brazilian, it's very difficult to find a person that's speaking English, you forget. Okay? É job there. Well, this is a very good topic. Okay? This is acho que é aquela velha desculpa. Na verdade, vocês estavam bem atentos, né? Vocês estavam bem atentos. Methodical history of language teaching. Now it's the very part, okay? We are going to study a century of from 1880s to 1990, I think so. In this century was developed a lot of important methods. Okay, and we have to understand first some conceptions. We have some abbreviations like in red, ESL and EFL. Okay, there's a basic difference between English as second language and English as foreign language. English as second language is when there's no difference of fluency. Okay, when you use your first language like Portuguese or mother language, okay, língua mãe ou língua primeira língua, and your second language. Okay, you are in the same level. You are very fluent in both. But English as foreign language is like in the elementary school, in the high school, or even in the university. When you are studying English, you will have different levels, basic, elementary, intermediate, or advanced, but you are not completely fluent in the second language, okay? So, estrangeira. Não é que a gente não domina talvez ela completamente, a gente domina por parte. A gente se considera ainda esse ponto de vista estrangeiro. A gente é bem fluente na língua, a gente considera ela como segunda língua. Okay? Those are the difference between them. Okay. It's a joke. This guy is in the bus stop and he has a tattoo, okay? And this Chinese man really understands these codes and he asked him, do you know what tattoo reads? The translation, I love little porcelain dolls. And he really didn't know, okay? Então, parece com aquele caso que eu contei na camisa na aula passada, nas outras aulas de disciplina, né? Que o cara usava a camisa com o nome em inglês, achando bonito, I am a drag queen, né? Aí na verdade eu não sabia o que era, ele estava dizendo que todo mundo que ele era um drag queen, na verdade nem tinha nem noção do que era isso. E a outra que vocês já viram, né? In relation to foreign language. The cats are learning a different language, the dog's language. It's a joke. Okay? A foreign language is half enough without having to learn dialects. Então está dizendo que a língua, aprender uma língua estrangeira é até tolerável, porque você não tem que aprender os dialetos dos cachorros, né? As maneiras que eles latem aí, né? Okay? So, we are going to see now one very important concept, that is method. Okay? We are going to see 3 topics: method, approach, and techniques. Okay? But what means method? Usually, when we see the word method, we think in some steps that we have to follow to come in a goal. Okay? For example, the scientists, the biologists, the chemistry people use these strategies, one method to find something, to discover something. Okay? Like, plan your experiment, make the experiment, collect and report some data, dados, come to a conclusion. You have to make an interpretation from your perception. Okay? Research your topic. Think of an idea. So a method is a set of these things. Okay? You have to organize something to find or discover what you want. Okay? It's like a recipe. Receita de bolo mesmo. Okay? Então, estratégia que você vai usar aí para descobrir alguma coisa. So, how do methods reflect the various trends of disciplinary thoughts? Então, eu falei, a questão das estratégias. Como você vai se organizar? Você vai descobrir um método que funciona para aplicar uma determinada situação. No nosso caso, na sala de aula. Existe um monte de métodos. Então, vamos ver o que é que funciona. É a tradução, é o estudo de gramática, é um método mais comunicativo, o quê? Okay? So, the author says, how do the 12 principles of language learning and teaching help us to distinguish in our history between passing fads or the good stuff? Passing fads is like aquelas coisas que passageiras, por exemplo. Então, a música do Michel Teló, né? Assim, você animar, foi explosão, né? Mas hoje em dia é muito mais ouvido. Agora é aquela música das poderosas, né? Da funkeira lá da Anitta, né? Então, tá no auge, mas daqui a uns meses ninguém vai mais ouvir também. Então, these are passing fads, são as modas passageiras, os modismos, né? Or the good stuff. We are going to use these 2 concepts, né, to classify the good stuff, o método bom mesmo, uma coisa boa, né? And the passing fads, methods that sometimes we use, but it's not the most important, the better method to use. Okay? If you have my age, you are going to recognize some cartoons like these. Okay? Pikachu. Okay? Popeye. I don't remember the name of this. Smurfs? Yes. I think this is Tartarugas Ninja, né? I don't know how to say in English. I don't remember this, but I think this character of this cartoon. I don't know. I think it's Muppets. I don't know. I'm not sure. Okay? These are accent fans, okay? Okay, now let's see the studies. Okay, a correction. The studies start to be discovered from 1880s to 1980s, essentially. Okay, search for methods or a perfect method to teach students a foreign language in the class. Okay, there's a necessity to teach a foreign language all over the world, into a class. Okay, because it's very expensive to pay for a teacher. I need some particular private class, so it's very expensive for Americans, for example, to learn German, to learn Italian, because Europe is very far. Okay, for Europe it's very easy because the countries are like states for us. Okay, German, French, Spain, Portugal, it's very near. Okay, so they are very concerned about to find a method to apply in a classroom to teach a second language. So lots of methods were adopted and schemed. Okay, let's see them. The first one, okay, first we have the concepts. Edward Anthony creates the three concepts: approach, method, and technique. Approach is like abordagem. But teacher, what is approach exactly? It's like it's the focus you have on the language. I want to work with syntax, grammar. Okay, I don't want to work reading or writing. No, but I want to work now with the communicative approach. My focus is on communication, conversation. So approach is the focus you give for the language. O que você quer focar na língua, né? Para você desenvolver o método, você tem que ter um approach, uma visão. Que abordagem que você quer? Uma abordagem mais comunicativa, conversação, uma abordagem mais focada em tradução, em textos, em música, decorar o vocabulário. So approach is like this, okay? The focus you give in the foreign language. The method, it's a set of strategies or techniques you use to teach a language. Okay, I prefer the communicative approach, so I have to develop a method that my students could practice. They speak, the listening, okay? Oh, no, I prefer the grammar translation, tradução e gramática. So my students have to develop, I have to develop a method for my students when they are, when it will be possible to them to practice written and reading, okay? And techniques are the specific strategies you use in this method to make some goals in the approach. Então as técnicas são as maneiras que você usa dentro de um método que você escolheu, que você criou, né? Por exemplo, vou usar o talk show, que é mais visual, né? É mais visual, eu posso usar áudio, posso usar vídeo, então será uma abordagem mais áudio visual, né? Não, entendeu? Usar só dicionário e texto, os alunos completar com palavras em inglês. Então, essas técnicas que você usa vai estar formando o seu método, né? Que vai ser focado na abordagem que você quer atingir, se é comunicativa, se é mais escrita, enfim. Okay? So, to this day, for better or worse, Anthony's terms are still commonly used among language teachers. These concepts are very old, okay? But we can heard about them yet, and the people use these terms today. Yet, some professors, okay? This is an approach, grammar and punctuation. This is another approach, focusing in communicative strategy. Okay? Method plans for systematic presentation of language based upon a select approach. You have your focus, you develop a method. Okay? Different methods. Visual, using pictures or movies. Okay? Reading. Okay? You have different methods to apply. And techniques. Techniques are the specific activities manifested in the classroom that are consistent with a method and therefore in harmony with an approach as well. Okay? Okay. After some times, in 1982, another author changed some concepts. Okay? They changed the concepts. We had the best approach, method, technique, and now we have approach, designing, procedure. Okay? The change was only the specification of concepts. Now, each concept explains better what they want to go, okay? To focus. But are at this almost the same things. Okay, in the past we had method, now we have design. Approach, design, procedures, or techniques. Methodology. What is methodology? So, methodology is the study of the pedagogical practice in general, including theoretical underpinnings or supports, and related research. Whatever considerations are involved in how to teach. So, methodology is how to teach something, a language, for example. Okay? And here are the new concepts. Okay? We have another concept of curriculum, or in a British way, syllabus. Yeah? It's like the material you use to teach. Okay? I brought some material. I don't know if you know this very old English course. I remember in the past that every month, né, nas bancas, esqueci o banco em inglês, you could buy it, okay? So I have a lot of them. Yes, all the collection, yes. And you had a tape too. Eu sinto que eu não posso ouvir mais, né? Porque eu não tenho mais gravador de fita assim, right? I'm going to convert to CD, okay? So this was a kind of curriculum syllabus, okay? You have different materials like this. Stories in English, okay? You can story. This is about some Bible stories, okay? And you have more common material for us like Cambridge, Oxford in English courses, using the CDs to practice listening too. Okay? So these are syllabus or curriculum. Techniques, you know, the new concepts, okay? And now we are going to see the first method, okay? It's very interesting, the grammar translation methods in the 90s. This method was focused only in grammar, to learn grammar rules, or translate text, okay? Until today, there are some teachers and professors that are using this method yet, okay? But it's very old. Sometimes it's necessary to translate something if you study grammar too. But in my opinion, we shouldn't use this method as the main method to teach English as a foreign language. Okay? So, grammar translation method or classical method was based on grammatical rules, memorization of a big list of vocabularies, and conjugations, relations of text during written exercise. I remember when I was in the elementary school, we had a book with a yellow page. This yellow page, there were a lot of vocabularies. We had to study and memorize 20, 30 words per week. And in the next week, we had to make an evaluation, an exam, okay, about those vocabularies. So, a lot of people knows what is grammar translation method. Muita gente sabe, passou por isso aí, né? So, its characteristics, most traditional method, late 19th, early 20th período, né?